Hey everybody, welcome back to another Long Minute. I'm Jeremy Long. We're back here in the van. Gonna do some walk-ups today. 3 different walk-ups in 3 different walk-up scenarios. Let me explain. The Long Minute. One of the most common walk-ups is 5-1. So in the key of C, we would be playing a G to C, like this. We've all heard that before in country music, right? Well, let's do something to make it a little more interesting if you were on, say, lead guitar and you wanted to stay out of the rhythm guy's way, who would have just played that. You can spread out your intervals by doing what I call tenths, or what are called tenths. We're going to take the G string and the open B string. It's quite a stretch intervallically. We got 3rd fret on the low E string, while we also play the open B string at the same time. So you get that interval. It's a third and an octave, which gives you a tenth. So really the harmony is essentially the harmony of a third, but it's spread out more. And then the next move that we would have in the bass is open A. And then we're going to play that with our first finger playing this C note here on the 1st fret of the B string. And you get that harmony, kind of like Blackbirdish, Beatles' Blackbird song. And you have this harmony. You play the 2nd fret of the A string and the 3rd fret of the B string. And then you got this last harmony here, which is 3rd fret A string, 5th fret B string. So all together we have. So let's hear what it sounds like with the rhythm guy. Alright, another one that would go from a G to a C is kind of cool. It's counterpoint. So they both start out on a G, an octave apart. 3rd finger here on the 3rd fret and the open G. Both G notes. The next move is to play D string 4th fret and open A. And then the next harmony, which will be a little tense, it's a tritone. 2nd fret on the A string and 3rd fret of the D string. Now you just kind of reverse those and you do 3rd fret A string, 2nd fret D string. So all together we have. Kind of fun. Let's hear it. And lastly, what goes up must come down, right? So if we were hanging out on a G chord, a lot of times they'll walk themselves up when they never even are changing a chord. They're just hanging out on G, but they're starting a new phrase. By the way, that's a free little lesson right there. I play this G a lot. It's like an open G. I call it a banjo G, because you get a G note here on the D string 5th fret, and you get an open G, and then you get the 5th right here on the B string 3rd fret. That's essentially it. You could keep going and fret the high E string too. And if you hammer on that D string from a half step below, you get the banjo sound. But if you're coming from an open D and walking into a G, you can resolve it right there. It's a good spot. Well, I like to do this little trick where you move down in thirds chromatically. So I take 4th fret of the G string, 3rd fret of the B string, play them together as harmony, down a half step, down another half step, and both of them open would be 2 important notes of the G chord, the G and the B. G string, B string. Let's see what that sounds like. And you can go crazy with it. Play it up an octave in thirds here. Or which is just reversing this harmony. We just took this D and lowered it down an octave. See that? And then I just rearrange my fingers. And then lastly, you'll land on this harmony, which is open G string on top and 2nd fret A string on the bottom, which is right there in the middle of your G chord harmony. I'm sure there'll be more walk-up lessons to come on various instruments. The long